So hello everyone, it is Mitchell aka the Walker in Orlando, and welcome on board the Disney Dream. Today we're going to be doing a full ship tour of everything. Now the way we're going to break it up is into we're going to go from restaurants to entertainment to lounges to recreation stuff and everything else in between. So we're not going to go like deck by deck, we're going to go based on those categories. So like first thing we're going to be starting out with is we're going to be starting out with our restaurants. Now we're going to go from the restaurants that you eat during your dining rotation. You know what that means is that on a Disney cruise you are set into a dining rotation of every night you go to a different restaurant that is all included in your price. Now anything in this video that I end up saying that is extra, I will let you know it does cost extra to do said thing, just to make sure that you are clear and transparent on everything that is. So right now we're starting here in the lobby, the Atrium. And the Atrium is essentially, like I said, the lobby of the Disney Dream. This is where you will come in on your day that you come in. This is where they announce your name and everything else. This is also where they have all sorts of events going on. This is where characters meet and greet and everything else. Right now, because it is a maritime cruise, you have the Christmas tree, you have Mr. and Mrs. Claus meeting right downstairs, and this is where you'll find your first set of elevators. Now there are going to be 3 sets of elevators. You're going to have the mid-shift, the aft, and the forward. Now mid-shift, very simple, mid, forward, front of the ship, aft is aft. Now if we're going to be talking about how we're looking at everything, we will be looking at, so there's port and starboard side. Port is the left side of the ship looking towards the front. Starboard is the right side of the ship looking off to the right. So I'll try my best to keep using that, but I will use as best as everything as I can. So we are going to go ahead and start out by going to deck number 2 to find our restaurants, our first set of restaurants. So the biggest thing is that if you come off of any of the elevators, they do have the deck plan from all the way from 2 all the way up to was it 13 or 14. So if you do get lost, there's this right here. So like I said, we are right now here. We're gonna actually go down to number 2. So I'm going to be doing a lot of back and forth, I feel like, but just bear with me. So you come down off into deck 2, and the first of your dining rotation is going to be the Enchanted Garden here. Enchanted Garden is based around Alice in Wonderland. It's going to be on your second deck. This is one of your multi rotations of your rotational dining. So this is a part of your daily dining. Now some mornings they do have this open for breakfast, and that's all you have to do is just keep checking in the Navigator app for all of that to make sure you know when this will be open for breakfast. So far, the lowest any restaurant is when it comes to eating at. Also, a nice thing is when you come out, just to the left right here, the sign that's kind of bright, that actually will show you the menu that is being offered for that time. Now, if you are looking for other merchandise stuff, they do have this Vista Gallery right here. Vista Gallery is just going to have a bunch of different art and everything that is available to be purchased. Now these art pieces are going to be your more expensive art pieces. Now what I mean by that, these are going to be your ones that were drawn and made by the artists themselves. I mean, like this one right here, which just has the 4 ships, is going for $495. Now, we will go up to it, but you can visit Sea Treasures, Deck 3 forward for more information on purchasing, shipping artwork, as well as discover other Disney-inspired art. So we will be going to check that out as well. They do say to check Navigator app for hours of operation, and there is more over here as well. So it's good to make sure you check any of the cruises you're going to be on, because they may have something you may like. Like, I really like this. I still have the money for that. So originally I was going to lump it and not go deck by deck, but based on how this is, I'm probably going to be going deck by deck. So I'll be doing my best to try to keep up with everything. So, like I said, right now, also on this level, there are some staterooms. These are going to be your inside ocean view rooms. Now what I mean by that, an ocean room is stateroom has just a porthole looking out, but you can't go out on it. There are also inside rooms that go all the way from bottom to top. Now, these are spread around, and what I mean by that is, right here you can see we're on deck 2, so here's the Enchanted Garden. Then all these rooms here, these are all ocean view rooms, and all of these are inside rooms. Inside rooms can go pretty much from top to bottom. So that's something to keep in mind if you're looking for that. If you're going to be booking one of these, you are a lot lower to the floor, so you will probably feel it a lot more. But you know, if that's what you can afford, that's what you can afford. And I won't go down to it, but on deck 1 there is the health center. So essentially the first aid and everything else. So if you're not feeling good, you know, you got hurt or something else, you can go down there and go check it out. So now we're gonna go back to number 3, go through number 3. Essentially we'll start from the front, go to the mid, aft, work our way up and around. Once we get to about level 6, we won't look at anything else. We'll just go straight to number 9 because 6 through 10 is just staterooms. Okay, just also give you an idea. I know this is kind of random on the ship tour, but if you're looking for the gangways for the Disney Dream, for Cozumel, Mexico, or even for, actually no, so for Cozumel, it's the front, it's the aft, and it's the forward, midship. At Castaway Cay, it was the aft and the midship. So make sure you look for these signs. It'll tell you where you can and can't get off the ship. So if you're looking, if you go all the way to the very forward, here is the Walt Disney Theater. Now the Walt Disney Theater is where they put on the Broadway production shows here on the Disney Dream. Now this means is that like last night we went to see Beauty and the Beast. The night before we saw not Stranger Things, we saw the Golden Mickeys. Now, if you're ever curious what's going on in this, you can either do 2 things. One, go into the Navigator app, or right to the side normally, they have a sign saying what's available during your entire cruise. Because our cruise started on Monday in Miami, this is where we'll start. And I'll go through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so you can see what is being played and what time they are, because they usually will coincide with those dinner times. It's very important if you want to see these shows, especially the live action shows. They recommend getting there about 30 minutes before to try to get yourself a good spot, because the doors will open between 20 and 30 minutes. Also, right next to it is Preludes. Preludes has popcorn, and you can buy popcorn and popcorn buckets and sodas and everything else right here to enjoy it. When we were on the Magic, this was not open, but now they are, and they actually have multi different varieties of popcorn buckets and everything. So this is all the way the very forward on deck 3 and deck 4, and I'll show you that once we go back to the forward on deck 4. So now we come a little bit so we were down this walkway, that's all the way to the forward you can get. Here's the sign that says Walt Disney Theater. This is where they'll normally have like specialty things, like for the Golden Mickeys, they had Golden Mickeys out here. For Beauty and the Beast, they had a Rose out here. Now, in this area of the forward, between forward and midship, are going to be your gift shops. So there are 3 main gift shops in this area alone. So you have Mickey's the main sale, which are going to be your more general merchandise and stuff like that. So you can buy Disney Cruise Line merch. They do sell some of the Walt Disney World merch. You can buy more art in there as well. And so this is a good spot for like the kids, just general things. Then across the way you have Sea Treasures. Now Sea Treasures are going to be more your adult style stuff. This is going to have your more expensive merchandise and everything else. But what's cool is that you can actually shop in this shop. If you see something over there, you don't have to go up and pay. You can go across the way and then pay. Then just right next to that as well, so in this area, is Diamonds and Wishes. Diamonds and Wishes, as the name says, it's a bunch of diamonds, it's a bunch of necklaces, a bunch of rings. There's usually a third-party group that does come on and does all of this. Now they do have different like presentations of things. They can give you a welcome charm and everything. We come down and listen to like a 45-minute seminar and them trying to sell you something. So that's gonna be all in this area right here. Now, if we continue to stay on the starboard side, you're gonna come to Whitecaps, and Whitecaps is gonna be your very expensive merchandise. So this is gonna have your Gucci bags, your Dooney and Burks, your Coach, and it continues on, and then your Pandora, sunglasses and everything else. It's gonna be all in this area right here. So this is your more expensive merchandise that you're looking for. Now we're gonna come out from the starboard side. Right here, we're gonna come out right back to the midship atrium. Now in this atrium here, you're gonna have the guest service suite and Disney Vacation Club. Now, again, guest service is anywhere you need help with. Disney Vacation Club, you're looking to become a vacation club member. And what's nice is all around the atrium here in the front, they have all these signs that go all the way around, telling you what is going on, what is happening, what is going on like throughout the day, and it'll tell you not only what deck, but where. So like photos with Touch of Magic, Level Atrium, deck 3, mid-shift. So it's very good to understand where forward, midship, and aft are to know where you should be going for those things. Now we're going to walk through the atrium to the port side. We're going to go over here to the port side to show you one of the many bars here.
Where we go, baby?
And so right here is the Bon Voyage bar. Now this is the very first bar you'll pretty much see once you get on the ship. Now any bars or anything with alcohol or anything do cost extra money. But what I love about this one is I love the mural behind it. Like the design and everything of this ship is so amazing. What's also cool is that once you get kind of to this area, if you're going to the forward, it kind of turns into like a movie presentation of merchandise to the theater. So it kind of keeps the theming really well done. Now that we pretty much are in the middle of the ship, you're going to come up to the main atrium, and you're going to come up, and this is the one thing that is one of the most photographed people, is usually taking the picture with the bronze statue of who is in charge of the ship. Now, this is always be a Disney character. For the Disney Dream, it's Admiral Donald. For the Disney Magic, it is Captain Mickey. For the Wonder, it is Ariel. And for the Disney Fantasy, I want to say it's Minnie. I will put who is what everywhere, so just count that. But that is right here. Also, this is where they have a piano. They usually have a person out here playing piano and everything else. This is also an area where you will find characters meet and greet. Like we saw earlier, you saw Mrs. Claus and Santa right here. Then usually up there where that person's standing, usually Mickey usually likes to meet there, especially in his captain outfit. Now, they do have the grand staircase taking you up. But a lot of times they will close this off once they have people meeting, because you can go up there and they're upset. So here's your lobby atrium from looking towards the front of the ship. Now if we turn around, right behind it, you go up these little stairs, you have the Royal Palace. Royal Palace is another one of your restaurants that you will have on your rotational dining. Now again, this all depends on when you, so this is why it's very big. Once you get on the ship and you connect to its Wi-Fi, go into your navigator app and it will tell you when you will be doing your dining at this location. Now, Royal Palace this morning is open, available for breakfast this morning, and it does showcase on the navigator app. It'll show you what time it is, how long they're open till, and then you can see the menu. What's really nice is you can actually see the menu ahead of time for everywhere you're going to eat for your entire cruise. Another thing also is that when you eat at one of these dining locations, the server and the assistant server you have are the same server and assistant server you'll have your entire cruise. And so it's really nice because they get to kind of know you, they kind of know what you like. It just makes it easy so that if you have those dietary restrictions, they know how to work with you on those dietary restrictions. Alright, so now we've gone to the Royal Palace right here. This is the Grand Staircase. We're actually going to turn around here and we're going to look out the port side. Now, most days when you look out these windows and stuff, you'll see sea. But today, there's another cruise line right here. So the Norwegian cruise line right there. If you go down this walkway will take you all the way down to Animator's Palette, which is another one of the rotational dining places. This is also another one of the entrances into Royal Palace. Now again, anywhere you can enter into the sit downs, they will usually have a sign outside to tell you what is available. Now, sometimes they'll also be open for lunch, sometimes they'll be open for dinner. Just all depends on the day. So it's very important that you keep track of the Navigator app, and it tells you when everything is. And I think I'll do a whole other video on the Navigator app, but I'm gonna have to record some things on my phone. So maybe we'll talk about that another time. But we're gonna keep on down this walkway. We're gonna go down to Animator's Palette. So your 3 dining locations, Animator's Palette, Royal's Palace, and Enchanted Garden, those are included in the cost of your Disney cruise. So, and if you happen to want something else from that place, or you want multiple appetizers, multiple entrees, or multiple desserts, you can have it, no extra cost. And so here's Animator Palette. Like I said, they have their little Christmas tree outside because again, we are on a Christmas time cruise. And right inside is going to be all about animation, and there's a pretty cool show they have with Crush the Sea Turtle while doing it. Now if you're close to one of the screens, you can actually talk to him. Well, unfortunately for us, our table was actually too far in the middle, so we couldn't talk to him and everything else. And I would love to be able just to walk through these restaurants to show you guys more, but hopefully by this point you'll have seen every day of our cruise, so you can see the food we've had and everything else, and our experience as well. Alright, so now we've been out to the aft, so we're going to go to the elevator, and we're going to go to the district lounge, or the district section, to talk about all the bars, lounges, everything else. And these are going to be places where you're going to be able to see trivias, activities, anything else that you may see in the Navigator app. Another thing as well is that in front of every elevator are these like deck plans. And what's that? So you have your entertainment lounges and bars, which are right here. Again, they'll tell you on the deck. So they'll be forward, mid, or aft. And then with your shopping, all the different things they have. Youth activities, which we will go over all this here in a minute. The Vibe interest is a little weird. Try to see if I can find out if I can. General information, this is all your other stuff right here. Recreation, and we will go out to deck 4 to look at, we'll do a whole lap around the promenade, so you can see that. Then dining. So as soon as you come out of the elevators, you have the district. Now the district, like I said, is your adult nightclubs, your lounges, your bars, and everything else. These are going to be your 18+ areas later at night. But again, these are also areas that they do have the different activities going on. So we are going to go here, and we're going to go to Evolutions. Evolutions we went into on our third night to do stuff. So again, Evolutions right here. Again, the sign outside that tells you what goes on in it, and it says today's hours for the actual like bar itself is that's posted at the bottom. Now, the question will be is we'll be able to look in here. Nope, they've got it closed off. So I will actually showcase a video, some footage I took of Evolutions from our night, our day that we did all the trivia and stuff. And like I said, not the trivia, we did cruise line trivia, and we did the family game show. Now I think most of these bars will be closed. Lounges and bars will be closed right now. So if I have footage from it, I will put those in right now when I get to those. So now we're gonna go across this walkway past the aft elevators and show you where Skyline Lounge is. And here is where Skyline Lounge is. I'm sorry it's a little off because of the way the sign is. So this is Skyline Lounge. It's another bar, another lounge. And every lounge and bar has a different set of drinks. They can also have beverage seminars, and they can have different activities as well. So that is something to keep an eye on, what things you are interested in doing as well. So we just walked up this little walkway right here. That was Evolutions down there. This is the walkway right here. There's some really nice, but these bathrooms are really cool and interesting. I wonder if I have a clip from the time I looked at the restroom, because I don't look at restrooms. But now right here you come in this area, and this is kind of an in-between. Now this will tell you every lounge is in here. You have Pink, Skyline, 687, Evolutions, and the District Lounge. These are all the ones that are going to be here. Now, even though this is a sistership to the Fantasy, this layout is different than what's on the Fantasy. So then you have Pub 687. Now, Pub 687 is, it relates back to the number that was given to the Disney Dream when it was being built in Meyer Wharf, the German shipyard. So when they are, before they are set sail, even though they are given a name, they are given a project number, and 687 was the Disney Dreams project number. And this side of this lounge, you can actually see little bits of history of schematics of the Dream, to when it's being built, to even little pieces of steel that they used on this and cut out and hung above the bar. So now we're going to turn from 687, and this is going to be your District Lounge. Once again, more bars, more everything, and everything else. And this is going to be more trivia right here. Now what's really great is a lot of these places that do trivia, they usually bring down a screen. You can actually read things, you can actually look at things, everything else. And again, these will have different alcohols. Now these are going to be all open at different times. Right now, because we're at port, they're not going to be open right now. So that's a big thing. Then you have Pink. So wine and champagne bar. We're just going to poke our head in here for a second. But you can see the style of this bar and everything else. Again, more seminars will be in here, everything else. So it's very good to check, one, before you get on the ship, and when you get on on the Navigator app. Also, Deck 4 is where you're going to have the Promenade. Now the Promenade is going to be your running track, your other sitting areas you can sit outside. So if you're in one of those inside, or even just ocean view rooms, this is where you can come out and you can hang out, look over things. But there is also shuffleboard. So then we're going to head from the district section now, which is, like I said, the aft of Deck 4. We're going to turn around and continue down this walkway, and you can see it kind of changes as you get closer and everything else. And as we continue down this walkway, there is only one walkway to and from. From here, we're going to come up on another lounge. Now this lounge is going to be the D Lounge. Again, another area. This is not going to be as, like, it's another kind of area where you can order drinks, but it's not a bar or like what you would see all the district. Now this is going to have a lot, when I say a lot, this is going to have a lot of your trivia, this is going to have a lot of your activities. So because the day I'm filming this is our Pirates Day, they're going to have a lot of pirate things. So they have Pirates Trivia, Pirates Life for Me, then they have the Clockwork Countdown, which usually, if you want to know exactly what those are, you can go into the app and it'll tell you. But you see there are 3 pages worth of stuff going on right here at the D Lounge. So the D Lounge, Deck 4, between the district area And right there is the atrium, so between aft and midshift. Another area they have is the carriage jewels. Now again, another very expensive jewelry. These are going to be jewels and stuff from all around the world. There's going to be people who are going to be pushing you to buy multi-$1,000 rings, necklaces, and everything else. Now because we are at port, to save on the taxes, all the gift shops are closed right now, but they will reopen, and they usually have signs of when they do reopen. So now as we're coming back into the atrium, you have shutters. Shutters, once again, another kind of gift shop, but this is where if you've had any photos taken during your trip, you can come over here, scan your key to the world card, and it will pop up to what there is. Now, there are also things you could buy, just a portfolio, which is this much. If you need a brand new camera, you can actually buy a camera on site. This is also where you'll have more of those ideas where you can buy things. Again, see what you have. When I scan mine, probably won't be anything. So mine won't have anything. And your photos can only be purchased on the ship. So if you end up liking something and then later on you realize you wish you had it, unfortunately it's gone. Alright, so we're gonna go from the port side to the starboard side and go check out the Vista Cafe. But this is also going to be another one of those really good spots to get your photos of the atrium, the lobby. Sometimes like the characters meet here. Sometimes characters wander. A couple nights in a row I saw Tangle, I saw Rapunzel, and I saw Cinderella walking around, and I just had conversation with them. And then they do have the Shutter Portrait Studio, so you can take really nice photos, everything else. And again, this will show you your times of 5:30 to 10:30. Again, you got to make the reservation, so either go to the desk or you can call from your stateroom and go to that, or you can book it ahead of time on the Navigator app / online, or even calling the Disney Cruise Line as well. So then there's the Vista Cafe. The Vista Cafe is going to be a combination of a coffee / regular bar. You can buy pastries, you can buy specialty coffee. Now the coffee here you can also buy at Cove Cafe, which is up on deck 11, which we will get to here in a minute. Now again, there is all the seating area. If you're interested in what they do have little signs on the tables that you can actually scan the QR code for. And some really lovely seats. So you can actually look out the porthole over the promenade. So once again, the Vista Cafe is going to be an extra charge. Again, you can see the price, and it'll tell you the exact price once you sit down to order as well. And here are another little shutter spots where you can look. They ask you not to take pictures of the screen, so you can't just take it and print it off somewhere else. There is another vacation club spot right here as well. There's information desk downstairs, and these hours are from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then, if you want to, they usually run a deal if you're on a Disney cruise already. You can come right here to the vacation planning, where you can actually save 10% on your next cruise when you book on board. And so you can either you can come here when this is open, or go onto the Navigator app, and it will give you 10% off when you make a placeholder, which is going to cost you $250 to put down on a cruise. So now I am out on the promenade. So when you go in and out of doors, like if you come out this door, there's a sensor on it, and then there are little things that you wave your hand over to open the door, because they don't want you touching everything because it helps with cleanliness, but also just keeps everyone from getting sick. Like I said earlier, there is shuffleboard right here. The shuffleboard equipment, usually it's on the side, and it'll actually tell you how to play and everything else. We actually ended up playing last night. I didn't record any of that. But it's really interesting is you're right underneath all of the lifeboats, which, fun fact, if you didn't know this, Disney was the first cruise ship to have yellow lifeboats. Most of the time your lifeboats were yellow or white or a different color, but Disney was the first one to get it because of the aesthetic that they were going for with the cruise line, was to look like Mickey, which is actually also funny. From the outside, the hull looks black. Actually, the hull is blue, and it's named after a person named Monica, and her very slick blue slacks that she had. The only reason we know that, learned it from our Disney Cruise Line trivia. So now we're going to head back inside to go take a lap and show you the entertainment offerings on the forward of the shift. You see, doors open. If you also need to open, you just put your hand over it and turn red when you have touched it. So we come from the Atrium area where shutters just walk down this way. You then have the Buena Vista Theater. The Buena Vista Theater is essentially a movie theater. And so you come in here, you can watch movies. Again, they also have other activities. This is actually where we came in to do our muster drill that is required by maritime law to do. And if you're curious what they are playing, because they play all sorts of different stuff, and usually some of their new releases. Again, right now they're showing, so right now they're going to show Pinocchio starting at 3:15, Disenchanted 5:30 and 8, and Strange World at 10:45. So, and again, also going to be in the Navigator app throughout the trip. So also they do have another place where you can also order popcorn, drinks, and everything here, because it also leads to the second level of the Walt Disney Theater. Now this is where we actually ended up watching Beauty and the Beast last night from the second level. Since we're also going to come and see Disney's Believe, Disney's original Broadway show for their cruise line. So now we have made it all the way to the very forward. Also what I do love is all of the Walt Disney stuff here. Just because it showcases the man who thought of it all, who it literally started with a mouse. And now we are cruising on some of the biggest ships in the world to all sorts of destinations. And it all started by one man's drive to do the impossible. And just like our thing says, we're now at the forward. We're going to go into the forward elevator here, go up to deck 5. From here, we're going to quickly go through 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10 very, very quickly, because starting on 6, mostly staterooms. Start out with staterooms, but then you make this little turn right here, come down this way, and it now opens up from staterooms into the second level of the Buena Vista Theater. So when you think of the Walt Disney Theater, the Walt Disney Theater's the main level's on 3, second level's on 4. The Buena Vista Theater, aka the movie theater, first level is on deck 4, second level's on deck 5. But it's not really a second level. It's the top of the theater as well. So the Walt Disney Theater has balconies and everything else. What I do also love is these little seating areas. So you can literally come in here, sit down right here. Now these do not close, unfortunately, for privacy reasons. But it's a nice little place just to sit and relax because you're kind of away from everything as right now. So we're going to keep continuing on, like I said, we're from the forward, from this way. The weird part about this ship is that the forward and the midship are super close together, but then from the midship to the aft, it's a really long walk. Also, right past the Buena Vista Theater is the Port of Interest desk. Now, this is where you're going to come up, and if you have any questions or comments, or you need to check, or you want to see if there's anything available, you can also come up here between 7 p.m. and 8:30. There is another time on C days you can come up and look, but they would be here for, that's where you come to ask any questions, or cancel, or make, just depending on what it is. I would show the theater, but there's a guy there. And then, now, this is the third level of the Atrium. There are 3 total levels you can stand and watch as the Atrium is. And so that's really kind of nice to see because you come all the way up. So like when they were doing the tree lighting ceremony, we get to come all the way up here to do the tree lighting ceremony and probably had a good view of it. Now, by the time we actually came for the tree lighting ceremony, it was already fairly busy. But I think during the day, you could just come up here and watch everything go by. Like looks like they got crew members ready to go. Looks like they're gonna be doing something down here. Not sure what, but kind of interesting to see. Plus, it's just fun to look and watch something that's going on throughout the day. So from this walkway, from where the midship elevators are, we can come over here. You can actually do something called Become a Detective, Solve a Mystery. So they have a midship detective agency where you can actually sign up. You get a map, and actually go around and find all the different things that are going on. And it gives you a card and everything else. And you can actually help solve the mystery. And these are possibly your suspects. So you could possibly have Captain Hook, Maleficent, Cruella de Vil, and Jafar. So that is on deck 5, right down the way from where the youth activities are. So as soon as you start walking down this walkway, literally right down the way from the detective, it's a small world nursery. Now these are going to be for your nurseries ages 3 and under. But only by reservation only, and you have to require within. So it is when people come on the ship, the first thing they usually do, they come up here and make a reservation to this nursery, so that if you have little ones and you want to go do something, you can actually bring them up here and they can be watched for. Alright, so continue on. The nursery was right here. We're going to come up to the Oceaneers Club, which is from 9:30 to 10:30, and this is also another one of the kids clubs. So this is going to be your 3 through 12s. Now, for this, you have to book this in advance. Don't think it doesn't cost any extra, but what happens is that once they get here, you come up, you check in with the cast members here at the front, they then give your little one a magic band, and they can come up here at any time. Now during the COVID time frames, it was limited. You had to select a time for them to come up. But now that we are out of those procedures, they are leaving everything open for them to come when they want to go. And it's actually funny is they actually have touch points, and they give you a magic band to do it. So it's really cool. So in this area, they'll have Pixie Hollow, they have Star Wars, they have Andy's room, and everything else. I'm about to check to see if it's an open house, because if it is, we're gonna go in and look around. This is where you'll drop them off, and then to pick them up, you actually continue down the walkway here. Now again, there are different things that go on throughout the day. So you get the activities open house, magical play for, toddler time for families, everything else. So make sure you check this sign as well for that. And to get there, we had to continue walking down this way if you're looking for the pickup location. The pickup location for the Oceaners Club. Again, the 3 to 12s. But then this is the Oceaners Lab, which is a different side of it. And I don't think I recorded anything as well, so but this is where you do the pickup. This is where you'll pick up your kids from it. But it's designed around the Oceaners Club and Mary Oceaner. So it's a really cool concept. It's really good because it gets somewhere where kids can go. Parents want to drop them off, or they want to burn off some energy, keep themselves entertained. It's a great spot for them to come to. Alright, so we're going to continue down this walkway, and now we're going to go into more staterooms. So now from this point, stateroom, so deck 5 through 10. 5 through 10 are going to be staterooms. Now these staterooms are going to have a combination of inside rooms and veranda rooms. The reason why the veranda rooms are so high is because they have to be high enough so where water doesn't splash into them. So essentially where the promenade deck is, it's always the next level up. And hopefully, if I'm smart, I will put in the clip of our room, just a very quick clip of our room, looking around at it and everything else, so you get an idea of what a veranda room looks like and what a veranda can look like from here. So now what's gonna end up happening, I'm gonna go from here up to level 11. Now I'm gonna stop at 7 because I have to go put a battery on the charger because I didn't realize my battery's already dying. So I'm gonna stop there, do that, and then we're gonna go up to deck number 11. So it's very important to know, kind of know where your room is. So like for us, our room is right next to the mid elevators, right down the way on the port side. The other point is that you can actually find out things that are on each level based on what's in here in the elevator. So it's really nice to see what the basic things you're looking for are. Alright, so I thought I would do a quick room tour for the couple days after. So we've already been in this room for 5 days. So now I just want to quickly show you guys. So you come in, the thermostat's actually on the left-hand side right here, and to do a quick cool, you just tap it. Now you can leave it all the way over. I find it was really warm in here. Something also that I didn't know they were going to do is that you have to to activate any of your lights, you have to have something in here, so your key card. We were actually gifted one of these light cards, which is just a basic card, put in there. Immediately as you come in, to the right is your closet with multiple hangers, areas for your shoes, which we never did use, life jackets, with the assembly station you are at and the room number, and another small area with a ladder to the second bunk. You got your 2 separate bathrooms, so you have your main one right here, which has your toilet and everything else. Then you've got your second one, which has, again, more areas. Hello. And this has a nice little bathtub and rainfall shower plus regular shower head. And zip line, as you see, for our towels and swimsuits and stuff. Now onto the main part. Like, this is a family deluxe veranda, which means we have way more space. What we should have had is we should have a Murphy bed as well, but Kayla's mom have the Murphy bed on a connecting room, because that's what this door is. This is a connecting room, which we can actually go into. What I also love, the 3 hooks right here, and they got rid of the dresser like on the Magic. Then you got our very comfortable bed. I say this is probably usually the most comfortable bed I ever sleep on. Then you move into the second part, which has a little divider in the middle, right here. Then it goes across. Then you've got your pull-out couch, which you can fold over, make into a bed. You got the fold-down bunk bed. Then you got to have your host to do it. Then, of course, lots and lots of storage. So multiple places to store things. Right underneath here is our mini fridge, which we didn't use very hardly at all. 6 different drawers, plus another one of these, but it's actually storage. Another storage area. Big veranda. Mirror right here. Hello. What I also love is all the storage underneath the bed. can see right there. There is only plugs on the right side of the bed. That side, and there's only two plug. It's actually one main plug, so we have a multi-plug adapter in there. And then there is a hairdryer outlet, and then two main plugs right here. No USB-Cs though, so USBs, so that's not great. And then like I said, instead of the Murphy bed, we have this chair, lower part, and then of course we go out to our veranda, and of course we have the extra benefit of an extended veranda because of her grandma and her mom staying here. But again, just simple chairs, table, some more chairs, everything else, with a lovely view of the ocean. Like I said, we are currently heading back to Miami. There's Norwegian Prima. So yeah, it gives you kind of a nice little tour of how our room looks in this setup, and that four people could probably comfortably fit in here. Now, would you? Probably not. But it is very nice, very spacious. But I mean, this is like a family veranda, not like what we had on the Magic. So still lovely. And then again, TV's right here, which this is always really nice because it does come out and goes back in. And so yeah, so that is room 77096 on the Disney Dream. So if you stay in this room, this is what this room does look like. So there are different categories of rooms within those places. So like there's inside rooms that can be different category. The same thing with the ocean view rooms, same thing with veranda rooms. Now, what I mean by that is that there are different categories. Like, so like we're in technically a family deluxe veranda. Now what that means is that we have a bigger room, room's a little bit bigger, and like Kayla's grandma and her mom actually have one of the rooms that sleeps 5 people because that's a Murphy bed. So again, it can all depend. We do the option of we wait for them to pick our room for us. Now you can pay extra to pick your room, but in my mind, it also means you could end up with a bigger room. Because for us, we could end up with just a basic veranda like we did on the Magic. And this time around, we ended up with a bigger room, which was super nice. So, but, alright, I'm in between decks 7 and 8. I'm gonna continue up to 11. Then we're gonna start at the forward, work our way back to the aft, because then there's stuff at 12 on the aft that I want to show you guys as well. Now we are into the adult only section, which is the Quiet Cove. There's actually multiple sections. So here you're gonna have a pool, you're gonna have a bar, then you're gonna have the Cove Cafe right here. And we'll take a quick look inside there in a second. But we're gonna quickly go into those doors right there. Go to the left are concierge rooms, and to the right is where Census, aka the spa is. So here are the forward elevators for deck 11. And you'll come up, and immediately to the right is the Census. Now the spa and salon is from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. That will cost extra. So big thing to know is that will cost extra, but then they do have the Census Fitness Center, which is just a small gym. And that's open 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. And there's a lot of things in there. I would show you guys this, but I should have shown you guys on our first day, but didn't, and this costs usually a lot. Now the big thing they do pride themselves on is their rainforest room. Essentially what this is like a combination of everything. This is like a little bit of spa treatment, scrubs, heating areas, hot tubs, heated seats, and everything else of that nature. And that can run anywhere from $70 a person to, or like $80 a person to $150 for a couple. And then right across the way, right here, these are going to be your concierge guests. These concierge guests, they pay for a premium, they pay for concierge lounge, they pay for concierge area. They also get any boarding time they want, and their rooms are just generally a little bit bigger. So we're gonna head back out these doors right here. As you can see, we're in this area right here. There's the Census Spa, Juice Bar, Fitness Center, so the gym, rainforest room, which is the one we really liked, and then these are all the concierge rooms right here, and they're all verandas, as you can see. So now we're gonna go out here. We saw Quiet Cove. We're gonna go into the Cove Cafe. Then we're gonna come out this side, come across so you can see it. So just work our way around. So another view of the adult only section with the smaller pool. Now it's not small, it's pools like we were on the Magic. What's also nice is off to this side is they have the Quiet Cove Spa, and this spa is right against the wall and where it looks over the ocean. And I'll tell you, yesterday we sat in this spa and it was absolutely amazing. These are my favorite doors to open anywhere. Open Sesame. And then you come into the Cove Cafe, and again, another one of your adult sections, but this is gonna be another coffee / alcohol bar. What I love is all the Walt Disney stuff. showcases him going like traveling the world, because we all know that he loved to travel the world. This is where I came yesterday to get my coffee, which is good, but again, $6, almost $7 for a coffee. Kind of ridiculous, but it's a nice quiet area to come in, sit down. You can look at the menu on your phone, or here's their menu right here. Here's some of the things they do have. So they have a Fit Frappe, Mocha Express, hot chocolate, espresso magic, fresh and cold beverages, teas, iced teas, and Cove specialties. Again, these do cost extra, so you will be paying out of pocket with these, but it's kind of nice if you can. Alright, so we're going to move from the adults only section, which is right there. You're going to turn right here. Still on deck 11, this is the main deck pool, and this is where you're going to have your ice cream side. So this is going to be your Frozone's ice cream, so you can actually get smoothies, you can get bottled beer, kind of a small bar, but then the creme de crumb is self-serve, soft serve ice cream. And this is open almost all day long, usually from anywhere from about 11 a.m. to like 11 to midnight every night. And then you can come in and actually get cups, so you can actually make cups out of it as well. Now we're quickly going to just run through this side really quick, again touching the thing to make sure the sign stays on. But here's going to be another like small gift shop, and this is going to be your Who's Its and What's Its. Now these are going to be your very basic things, some shoes, some toys, some hats, very basic things that you would see down in the gift shop, but just up here on deck 11, because this is, like I said, deck 11 and 12 are going to be your concierge guest. So this is where they're going to probably come to get their stuff. Again, shop's not open while we are docked. Once we leave, they will open on up. Now, coming out of this door, we're going to come out to the starboard side, and this is where you're going to find some of your quick service meals. So this is going to be your Flow V8 Cafe. So this is going to be your Casa della Tires, which is your pizza. These are going to be your Tomater's Grill, which is where you're going to get your burgers, your hot dogs, your french fries, your chicken tenders. And then you're going to have Fillmore's favorites, which is going to be your more like your sandwiches, sushi, everything else right here. Now all this is included with the cost of your cruise. This does not cost anything extra. The Cove Cafe does, and Census does, but this area, these food places do not cost extra. But you do have to keep an eye on the times, because the times do change day to day based on what is going on. Now you're going to come into the family pool deck area, and this area actually has two separate pools. You have a Mickey pool and the Donald pool. Donald pool is going to close a little bit earlier every day because of it being in the front, and so with shows going on they need to cover it. The Mickey pool tends to stay open a lot later than the Donald pool. Now this is also where you're going to have Funnel Vision. Funnel Vision is where they're going to have some movies playing throughout the day. Again, on the app they'll tell you what's playing, when's playing, and it'll be up here. Also with this deck, this is where you're going to find your Aqua Duck. Now the Aqua Duck is supposed to open at 10 today, I thought. Maybe opening a little bit later. It looks like they're having some issues this morning, which is all good, not the end of the world. And they do have the Mickey slide. From here, also across the way on both sides, they have these hot tubs. So these Donald's Whirlpool. Again, very similar like the ones over in the in the adult section. Gonna be able to look out over the ocean, and then even on the bottom there is a space that shows you can actually look down over the ocean. Now on both sides of the ship, you are gonna have these areas for your drink stations. Now these drink stations come with the cost of your ship, of your cruise, so do not worry about it. So anything that's here comes with the cost of your cruise. This includes your coffee, hot chocolate, tea, milk, creamer, everything else you can come here. Normally don't want you filling up with your cup, but a lot of people do if you have a personal cup, like with our water and stuff. So right behind where the Mickey pool is, right here, this is going to be your Nemo's Reef. This is going to be a splash pad for the little kids. Now what I do love is that it is a splash pad, but they do have it like covered behind everything so that you can easily find, or it's easily contained, so it doesn't like get super wet out here, it doesn't get wet, you don't get, it's like doesn't create a huge mess, so that it doesn't get slippery. It can be dangerous for everyone else. So as we walk on up, we just walked past the Nemo, and we're still on the starboard side of the ship. And here we're coming up on to Vanellope's Sweets and Treats. Now this is going to be your extra pay for ice cream, for candy, for specialty sundaes. And on the outside, like normally, do have an area where it does showcase what time these are available for. because we're at Cozumel today. It opens at 12 p.m. and closes at 10 p.m. today. And it's right in here. As you can kind of see, you can see all the different things they've got in there. They do have a specialty Sunday, which is the Vanellope's Go-Kart Sunday, and you actually get to keep the go-kart afterwards. So hopefully during our cruise, we do get to do this, and we do show you guys this, because we still haven't, but it is only our 4th day, and we still have one full day after today as well. At the very aft of the ship now that we are at, we are going to be coming up onto Cabanas. Now Cabanas, this is your buffet. This is the buffet you'll come and eat at. Now this is only open for breakfast and lunch most days, and the hours will vary just based on everything. So we ended up having breakfast this morning on our Cozumel day, and they have all sorts of different things, and it's this like super detailed look of like what it looks like, all the seating arrangements. Like I said, we ate breakfast. We had lunch here yesterday. We actually really like lunch. On our very first cruise, we never ate at Cabanas because it was so small. It wasn't very good in our opinion, but again, that could have just all come down to when we did our pandemic and stuff. What I do love is this mural, because it really goes towards Nemo. It really, it's really themed towards Nemo and everything else. And Cabanas is open most days starting at 6:45 till about 10:30 for breakfast. Now, what I do think one of the coolest touches are these sand murals of Hong Kong, Tokyo, Disney World, Disneyland, and Paris. Now, the only one they don't have is they don't have Shanghai, because this was built after Shanghai. So that will probably get added in when this ship does go to a dry dock. This will get updated. But what I do love is all the palm trees. It looks like they're sticking up out of the roof. All the little decorations, the coloring and everything in here. Now it can get very busy in here very quickly. To also counter the sand sculptures, they have the times of what time everything is for other areas. So like I said, you got Hong Kong, Tokyo, Disney World, Disneyland, and Disneyland Paris. Now this is going to be another one of the things that is included in the cost of your cruise. This is going to be the cost of your cruise, so you can come up here and eat whenever you like, how much you like. And also, fun fact, you can come up here, grab a plate, and you could just leave and take it back to your stateroom if you want to. So in my opinion, that is a very cool aspect to have. But like I said, it's only right today, it'll be lunch will be at 12 to 2:30. Breakfast this morning was 6:45 to 7:15. That's a continental breakfast. At 7:15 they started doing the main breakfast. Now, when you come in, they require you to either wash your hands or use a disinfecting wipe. And it's a requirement every time you go into any restaurant, any place you eat. But again, Cabanas, love it. It's been honestly some of our favorite food we've had to date. Plus it is a lot bigger, and you can sit on the back of the ship to eat at. Kind of give you an idea of what it all looks like still. They haven't fully closed it off for the day. They just gotten rid of all the food. On the very back side, there is also a bar. So if you need that morning kick of alcohol or even coffee, you can come right back here into the back for the Cabanas bar. Alright, so now we are going to take the stairs here and go up to deck number 12. Now as we come up here, deck 12 is going to have the premier dining locations here on this ship. What do you mind that? This is where you're going to find Remy's and Paulo's. Now Remy's is only on the Disney Dream, Disney Fantasy. Paulo's is on every ship right now. See if I can take a quick peek. Yep, so Paulo is it feeds back off of the original concept where the Disney Magic and Wonder were built at the Italian shipyard. But to pay homage to that history, they could have Apollo on every ship, even including the Disney Wish and the Treasure that are being built right now. That is usually the first thing that's built. And then you have Remy's, which is a design on the French cuisine around Ratatouille. Both of these are extra cost, but they are upfront costs. So you pay, I think it's $125 for Remy's, anywhere from, and probably up to $125 for Paulo's as well. But again, it's very similar. Pay for it once you get here. You then can order as much as you like. And then behind it is Meridian, and Meridian is a whiskey and Scotch bar, and also cigar lounge. There is a cigar lounge right off to the side as well. So it's the back of the ship, and the thing is, you cannot go all the way through deck 12 here. For me to go back out to another deck, I have to go outside onto the pool deck and then go up another set of stairs. Or I can go to 13 to Goofy Sports Deck, but I want to finish out 12 and and finish out with Goofy Sports Deck. Actually, you know what? To make it easy on myself, let's go up to deck 13 to check out Goofy's Sports Bar. So now we are on deck 13 of the aft, and we're gonna come out to the Goofy Sports Deck. And what's cool about this one, we come out here, the door gonna open. Ooh, it does. And so out here, you have areas for ping pong. Then they have mini golf courses as well. So right now it looks like he's cleaning it, but it is a 12-hole golf course. And even here you can see Goofy Golf. This is the one, the Crawford stance. So you can come around here, you can play all the way around to all the different holes and stuff. This is on the very aft. Like when I say very aft of the ship, this is on the very back of the ship. Now, this does not cost anything extra. But as I can see, you are on the very back of the ship, right down there. That's where Cabanas is. And then some of those rooms are some more veranda staterooms. Also, if you can't hear me very well, I'm sorry. It is very windy. So hopefully you guys can hear me. But like I said, this goes up to, I think, 12 holes. Oh, no, only goes up to 9. But very, very cool. So now we're gonna continue up and around the corner right here, because we're gonna go from mini golf, and this is where you return your golf course clubs. On the other side, they have something very similar, but that's where you pick up the golf clubs. But also, if you would like to come in and play any sports or anything else, you can actually come on to the Goofy Sports Deck. Now, this is a small basketball court. They do provide basketballs for you. And what's pretty cool is they have the net all the way over the top, so that if you are playing basketball and you do shoot and it goes too high, you don't run the risk of losing a basketball into the ocean. So this is on deck 12 or 13. All right, just a little bit more to go. We're gonna come down here to deck 12, finish out deck 12, because right here is gonna be another bar. So we're gonna go down some of these stairs. Be very, 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 very careful of stairs outside that are wet, because they can be very slick. They do try to keep them as dry as possible, but inevitably they are gonna get a little bit wet. Being on the ocean, not in the open seas. So right here is gonna be Waves. Waves is another bar. It's right here behind the second funnel of the Disney Dream. And this is where you finish when you ride the Aqueduct. It looks like the Aqueduct is not going right now, which is okay. I'm glad we didn't plan on trying to do the Aqueduct right now, because I'd be very disappointed not to be able to do it. So here is the Aqueduct's entrance right here. So this is where you would go up to ride the Aqueduct. Now, like I said, right now it is not open right now. I do not think it opens until, I want to say probably noon or 1 o'clock. But here's what you would wait for the wait time. If you are 42 inches and low, and between 42 inches and 54 inches, you need an adult to ride with you. If you're 54 inches, you can ride on your own. Now, you can ride the Aqueduct on your own as a single tuber, but during high winds, they need 2 tubers just so you don't get stuck in the tube. As you can see, there is more areas right here. Now we are looking over the pool deck. And so this is a nice little area to look over. You can see, now you can see the shape of Mickey. You can see the slide for the Mickey slide, and you can see they are working on the ship right now, doing some cleaning, because you got to make sure you keep everything clean, especially with salt water and everything else. So we are going to keep on going past. So we are going past the mid-shift elevators. There's actually in here this is the fake funnel here on the Disney Dream. We're going to continue on down this way. We're going to go into what is called another family zone. There is other little like small pool and stuff. In this funnel, they have the Outlook Lounge, but the Outlook Lounge is not open for everything. They are open only for special events, or you can rent out the space as well. So like I said, this is just another small area, another deck. This actually sits above the adult-only pool area. Like I said, you see you got your area for the adults-only pool right here. That's why it's called Quiet Cove. It kind of hidden off to the side. And I think we are pretty much almost done with our tour here. I'm gonna go up to deck 13 to finish out and go to the front of the ship. And here is another bar area. This is gonna be Currents up on deck 13. To also help out, this is also gonna be where you can actually smoke. If you're gonna be smoking, you can actually smoke on the deck right here on this area, and I think over on the other side as well. But these are one of the few smoking areas you can smoke on the Disney Dream. So we're gonna continue on into another adults only area. Show you guys the last little bit of everything. Kind of hoping maybe they would play the horn, but one can hope, right? So now we are at the forward on deck 13, as far forward as we can get. This is actually going to be the concierge lounge slash area for just concierge guests only. So this is, you're paying for the specialty area. You can actually sit, you can hang out there, and they do have this Radar Falls pool all the way at the very front right here. But my favorite thing to do is to come all the way up here, because behind this way you can actually be at the most forward section of the ship you can be at. Also, the amount of people that are currently walking to Cozumel right now, it's insane right now. Maybe a little bit harder to hear me because right now we are pulling up to the very front of the ship, and it's going to be the most exposed area of the ship. Now, something I did not get to show you, one, right here, this is going to be the Walter Elias Suite, and on the right hand side, it's going to be the Roy Elias Suite. Now, these are going to be, you know, upwards $20,000 to $30,000 to be at. Again, also with concierge, but the rooms are massive. I mean, they're probably the size of a small apartment on sea, and you can sleep up to like 10 people. Right down there, this last section, this is the Vibe. This is going to be another teenage area for teenagers to go and hang out in, to sit in the pools. There's some hot tubs. Unfortunately, I've not seen it open yet. I don't think it's quite, I don't think everything on the ship is fully open yet, as far as I know. Also, in this front funnel as well is the Edge. Edge is the teenagers club that they can go and hang out in as well. So that's gonna be on deck 13, but then you have to take, or deck 12, then you have to take a few stairs to like deck 13 to get there. And then there's all the different areas you could sit, hang out in, underneath all these little radars. Just look out. Also, if you need to get away from the kids, this is a great area to get away from them for a little bit. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and call it from our complete tour of the Disney Dream. If there's any other questions that you have or anything else you want to know about the Dream, leave it in the comments down below. What are some things you would look forward to being on the Dream? Also, let me know, have you been on the Disney Dream, or have you been on a Disney cruise line ever? And what were some of your favorite things about the ship you went on and the locations you went? I just love to find out. So, but with all that being said, I do head back to continue on with our Cozumel day, because this will be way after that. We'll see y'all next time.